You can't like everything you put your name on. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for another top 10 actors who hate their own movies.
So this is your real stage?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at even more actors who publicly voiced their dislike for a film in which they starred, expressed regret about taking a certain role, or outright criticized their own film. If you didn't see someone you thought would be here, be sure to check out our first video on the subject.
Yeah, there are, but I've grown tired of one-way conversations.
Number 10, Charlize Theron, Reindeer Games.
Maybe you saw me and I didn't.
Charlize Theron boasts a strong cinematic resume, having starred in such critically acclaimed films as Monster, Mad Max Fury Road, and the action-packed Atomic Blonde. Sadly, Reindeer Games cannot be counted among them, and Charlize Theron knows it.
There's no future for people like you and me, Nick.
When speaking with Esquire in 2007 about this crime thriller, released in 2000, and co-starring Ben Affleck, Theron didn't hold back, stating matter-of-factly that Reindeer Games was not a good movie, but that she did it because she loved John Frankenheimer. She also told the magazine that she considered it to be the worst film she'd made to date. Given that the film was a critical and commercial flop, Theron is not alone in having that opinion.
I'm in this too, and I'm really scared.
Number 9, Alec Guinness, Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope.
Hello there.
To be fair, while Sir Alec Guinness was dismissive of Star Wars, his dislike for the beloved space opera has been blown out of proportion, which is why he makes the cut, but appears relatively low on the list. About seeing the film, he actually said,
A sort of wonderful freshness about it, a kind of like a wonderful fresh air.
With time, however, and enduring popularity, it seems that he grew resentful of the movie, which, despite an impressive career, had come to overshadow his other works. Years later, he would, to use his own words, quote, shrivel inside each time it was mentioned. Letters written during filming have also surfaced, in which he referred to it as, quote, fairy tale rubbish.
You must learn the ways of the Force, if you're to come with me to Alderaan.
Number 8, Michael Caine, Jaws: The Revenge.
Sweet Jesus, they're heading straight for it! Come about, Ellen!
Another true thespian, another serving of unabashed regret about taking a role in a genre film. Unlike Guinness, however, Sir Michael Caine has every reason to regret his involvement in the 4th Jaws film, which by all accounts was no Star Wars.
First time's the best for everything. After that, you know too much and nothing's ever quite the same.
Though the Jaws franchise began with a roar, its success giving birth to the very concept of a summer blockbuster, the series ended on a whimper in 1987 thanks to this embarrassing final installment, which holds a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Of the film, Caine boldly once stated, quote, I have never seen it, but by all accounts, it is terrible. However, I have seen the house that it built, and it is terrific.
Bloody hell. Get us started double time. The breath on that thing.
Number 7, Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
I know you're freaking out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out.
Michael Bay's Transformers franchise might go down in history as the film series with the biggest disconnect between box office success and critical reception. It's a financial juggernaut, but each installment has failed with critics, and any actor who praises the films likely isn't telling the truth.
Wow.
The first movie was at least a fun ride, but when the second came out, even LeBouf went on record to admit that they got lost, and that without relationships, it was, quote, just a bunch of robots fighting each other. Fox, for her part, said that, quote, people are well aware that this is not a movie about acting.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about your eye. You know what, but if you're a good boy, then I'm not gonna torch your other eye.
Number 6, Sam Worthington, Clash of the Titans.
Is it true? Am I the son of Zeus?
In the lead up to the sequel, Sam Worthington got candid about the first film, acknowledging that, box office performance aside, it, quote, kind of let down some people. In 2012, he went further into detail, saying that he wasn't happy with what he did on the movie, that he failed to deliver a character, and instead turned in a performance as the, quote, generic bland action dude. In fact, he went so far as to compare himself to a Barbie doll.
I'd rather die in the mud with those men than live forever as a god.
Not just criticizing himself, however, Worthington indicted all parties involved, challenging both himself and the crew to try to make a better film with Wrath of the Titans.
What are you waiting for? Burn me!
Number 5, Sean Connery, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Now, would you like to learn how to shoot?
A lot of time and energy goes into making a film, so we can only imagine the disappointment of producing a dud. But Connery wasn't off to a good start with LXG. He apparently only took the role as Alan Quartermain because, having recently turned down roles in both the Lord of the Rings and the Matrix movies, he wasn't going to miss out on another success just because he, quote, didn't understand it.
God, I hate getting old.
He was then rather candid about the on-set fights between him and the director, which reportedly verged on physical violence. When asked about the director's absence at the opening party, he said, quote, check the local asylum, and then abandoned acting altogether.
They're indestructible! No, just armor-plated.
Number 4. Channing Tatum, GI Joe, The Rise of Cobra.
When you move him, she's gonna come after you. You know that, right?
The movie industry is not an easy business to succeed in. Before your big break, when opportunity comes knocking, it can be very tempting to sign multi-film deals with studios, because hey, at that point you can't imagine a world where you'd turn down roles. Like so many of his peers, however, early career contracts would come back to haunt Tatum when he was forced to do this Hasbro adaptation.
I'm going to make you very unhappy. I'm already unhappy.
When speaking with Howard Stern, he told the radio host, quote, I f***ing hate that movie. Well, no ambiguity there. Though he clearly resents having been forced into the role, he admits that it helped his career and the studio could have given him far worse films.
Move and I'm gonna blow her away.
Number 3. Zac Efron, the High School Musical franchise.
Late for class.
Heartthrob Zac Efron upset millions of fans when he decided to put down the franchise that launched him into superstardom, or more specifically, his role in it. Speaking with Men's Journal, he expressed nothing but disdain for his teenage self, going so far as to say, quote, F that guy, and that he wishes he could kick that guy's ass, with High School Musical being at the center of his regret. Though fans were pretty quick to pick up arms, you can't really blame the actor.
Did you ever let go? Did you ever not know?
High School Musical and its sequels were important to a lot of young people, but they were also rather cheesy, and don't exactly showcase Efron's best acting.
Once a wildcat, always a wildcat.
Number 2. Ryan Reynolds, Green Lantern.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I disappoint you?
If at first you don't succeed, try again. It's a lesson that Ryan Reynolds clearly internalized. It took numerous poorly received comic book adaptations before Reynolds finally hit a home run with Deadpool.
Oh, hello.
First came Blade Trinity, which despite a poor reception, Reynolds credits with helping his career. Then came the painful proto-Deadpool of X-Men Origins Wolverine, which he later described as a frustrating experience, and doomed from the start. Green Lantern has gotten the worst of it, however, with the star himself only giving it a, quote, 3 or 4 out of 10, and calling it a victim of the Hollywood process. Thankfully, the charming star is a good sport about all these past missteps.
Beware my power. Green Lantern's life!
Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Because right now, the rage I'm feeling for you and those chipmunks is the only thing keeping me going.
Gee, Johnny, I don't have a dime. Sorry.
Just cash out and get out.
Yeah?
Yeah, as far and as fast as you can.
Number 1. Robert Pattinson, the Twilight franchise.
You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey.
You wouldn't know it from his performance in this franchise, but Robert Pattinson is actually quite a talented actor. One need just look at his work in The Lost City of Z or Good Time to appreciate his acting skills. Unfortunately, they're notably absent in The Teenage Tale of Vampires, Werewolves, and Love, of which its male star has made no secret of his deep hatred.
Can't trust vampires. Trust me.
Pattinson has trashed the series on too many occasions to count. He's joked about wanting his dignity back, admitted to disliking the script, and has waxed poetic about the problems with his character, Edward, as well as the general plot.
There's a lot of stuff in the Twilight world that doesn't make any sense.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.